Welcome back to the channel, guys, or welcome to the channel, maybe, if you're new. It has been probably at least a month, maybe, probably more. I don't think I've actually filmed since like beginning of December, but big things. Ring light. We have lighting. We are here. You can see. Look at that. Imagine that. Better setup. Also, this looks proper. I have fireflies minus my cat. My cat knocked one down. I can't get it back up yet, so it's just sitting here, living its life. That's its home now. So, this video, more so going to be like I don't know, let's call it a get ready with me. We're just going to sit, we're going to chat, and I'm going to fix my face so that I can actually be ready for the day. So, let's dive into that. Cue the intro. As usual, I'm going to be using my typical products. I've got a few new ones I'm using, mainly because I'm on even more of a budget now. But still completely obsessed with the e.l.f. Poreless Primer. It just pairs really well and works well for me, I find. But that aside, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Prepare to cringe. Are you cringe? Are you cringe ready? Be ready? Ready? Cool. New year, new me. There, I said it. Ooh, cringing. I know, everybody. Everybody just cringed and died a little internally inside. What? Internally inside. I'm just as stupid this year, guys. It's okay. That hasn't changed. I'm going to say just as many stupid things. But yeah. Where to start this whole madness? Probably gonna start with the super sappy thing, because last year, which kind of triggered this whole non-filming thing, my at the time boyfriend decided to propose to me on Christmas Eve, so that took up all my time. Yay, happily engaged, yay. So we were basically just spending time together over Christmas. I didn't really want to stop and take time to film. We were just going to spend our time together, enjoy the fact that happened. That's a thing. Now, of course, all of the planning and budgeting and insanity that goes along with having to plan an entire wedding. Yay! But that's kind of what sparked everything, I suppose. Little behind the scenes of the engagement, because it also ties into this whole why in the ever-loving hell do I have fireflies? Well, fairy lights, but I like them though. I think they look like fireflies. So sorry for all of you that don't like sappy romance, but here we are. I'm a sap. I am 100%. The memes of all the tattooed Disney princesses? That's kind of what I wish I was. For those of you who I know are going to immediately ask this question, did I have an idea? No, absolutely not. We had definitely, talked about marriage. That's about as far as we ever got with it though. We discussed it and, obviously decided that yes, we wanted it to be a thing sometime in the future. But for those of you who've watched my other videos or know me in real life, I don't really have a heck of a lot of money. That's why I do most things budget or DIY. That's just kind of where I'm at with everything. So I 100% did not think that he had the money to go out and get a ring. Definitely did not see that coming whatsoever. And on top of that, I had to work Christmas Eve. I was literally out until I think we closed the store early at 2 that day. And I had pre-done my makeup because we had talked about going out where we had taken our very first walk to do a photo shoot, because our friend wanted to either go out and do a photo shoot or we were going to go way an hour out to go to the Christmas Eve service that we had gone to the previous time. But where I had to work, I decided photo shoot. I didn't want to do the Christmas Eve service because I didn't want to go home and then have to go right back out after already being out all day. So that's basically all I thought we were going to go out to do. It's just like the photo shoot. So I went home, got dressed, and then we like basically prepped to go out. Any other day, this little blend, just like right off the bat. Not today. No, not today. It's like, you will work for this. So yeah, we had planned to go out for the photo shoot. Literally first place, like when we first met, I mean, we met at work, so whatever. But the first time we like hung out, we had gone to play pool, and then we went for this insanely long walk. I don't know if anybody actually knows the layout of Halifax, if like whatever. We went from Bears Lake way down a trail that goes into Tantallon. And we started this at probably 11 o'clock at night. I don't know what time it was when we started, like, even walking back. But it was like January, it was a mild night, but the trail was glare ice. We were sliding and just like, I mean, it was the first time we were hanging out, so like obviously giggling and laughing and sliding into each other and all of the things. You know, the typical flirty things that you do when you first meet someone and you're like, and all like flirty and stuff. The night, literally Christmas Eve, ended up being like exactly the same kind of weather. We got to the trail. Granted, they literally scouted it out ahead of time while I was at work so that we could just drive to the end of the trail and have a short walk, because they wanted to do it at night because Ryan wanted to simulate all of our pretty little fireflies, because you put lights up in the trees and stuff. And I'm getting way ahead of myself because I'm all over the place. There's so much backstory that you guys don't know. What am I looking for the makeup? Because I still need to do the makeup while I'm doing this. Talk and work. So, we're going to backtrack a little bit so you guys actually have, like, the backstory. Because none of this is making sense. And I'm so bad. I'm not, like... I'm terrible. Like, I'm terrible. I'm terrible at telling stories. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm doing this to you. Couple things. Like I said, I told you where we went for the walk. Found a pretty little waterfall. Had fun. Super icy. And then fireflies, where I started this entire conversation way back, you know, like 10 minutes ago for me. I've been obsessed with fireflies for like ever. Like, I saw them once when I was a kid and I loved them, and then they never ever came back to the farm. That was it. That was all I got to see them. It was just the once. But I always dreamed of someone catching a firefly for me. And the very first time I ever went camping was with Ryan. First night, god awful. It was raining. We had to set up the tent. I still can't say it. We had to set up the tent. Literally in the rain, in the dark. Like, we went after work. We got off work late. We got there late. It was a mess. So yeah, it was raining and cold. So first night sucked. Second day, I don't know. It was supposed to basically rain all weekend. And it kind of cleared up that day. We ended up going swimming. It was nice. It was pleasant. It was super just, it turned out to be a good weekend. And because we had been staying there, I think it was like, we did Sunday, Monday, which, I mean, most people do, you know, like Friday, Saturday night. So Sunday night, everybody basically cleared out. And then we had this entire field to ourselves, surrounded by, like, just forest. And it, like, completely cleared up. And we're just sitting by the fire, and all of these fireflies just, like, covered the field. And obviously, like, there was no one there. So I went out to the middle of the field, just, like, to watch them. And I turned around, and Ryan literally caught a firefly for me. And gave it to me. So, yay. 2 dreams, 1 night. So, when we went to do this walk, that's why he wanted to do, like, a firefly kind of shoot. So he brought, like, all these, like, little LED fairy lights with him, so that when we got to the little waterfall, he could wrap them around the trees and we can have a couple, like, little pretty photos. And April came along because she wanted to, you know, be there for the event that I didn't know about, and to take photos because she's awesome and sweet and just, like, literally the sweetest human being ever. So she likes taking photos, so she tagged along with us. Got some really pretty ones of us like walking and whatnot. And I love photography. Like, I literally love it. I love modeling for it. I love like just being the one taking the photos. I adore every part of it, which is also why I'm excited about finally having a ring light set up, because it means I can take proper like photos. I can actually do I can't do English, but I can potentially do portrait photography now. So anyway, I was 301% just like in it for the photos. Like I had idea after idea, except like it was still winter. It's January. Like it was starting to get cold and I eventually wanted to go home. Except Ryan had one more like photo idea he wanted to do. So we went and all set it up and he wanted to make it look like he was catching a firefly and giving it to me. He did one basically holding a candle in his hands and like making me like close my eyes for it. Except when he told me to open them to look surprised, he had swapped the candle for a ring box, in which he basically custom made the ring box. So like instead of the pretty glowing like orange light that he had in the candle, he had put little LED lights lighting up the ring. So he caught me a firefly as a ring. Yeah, got down on one knee, the whole 9 yards. And he was super sweet, and it was all very romantic. And no, I did not cry. I almost cried. I just, as April caught on camera, made a lot of weird squeaking sounds because I could not talk properly. Yes. So yeah, now we're engaged. And on top of that, the ring, if, you know, you somehow haven't seen anything on Facebook or, you know, Instagram, is the Jafar like villain ring from the Disney collection, which is his favorite villain. And like obviously, I mean, I've got like tattoos and all of that stuff, and like I absolutely adore black and snakes and everything, which for those of you who don't know, Jafar's ring has the staff, the snakes on it, so those literally surround it with its black opal and black diamonds. Like, literally everybody's reaction is, that's so you. It is. It really symbolizes both of us. There's my sappy story of the day. Also, I'm terrible at telling stories and doing my makeup. I'm going so slow with this entire thing. We are probably going to just either jump to or speed through my eyebrows. One new product that I did invest in finally is MAC's like paint pot. I have the Painterly one. Best investment makeup wise I have done in a long time. Like I might be trying to do budget. That was one thing that was like, I'm spending my Christmas money on this. Best decision. So I got 2 different palettes for Christmas, both by my lovely boyfriend. One of which is the James Charles Morphe palette, which I've had a lot of fun with. I definitely have had my issues with the metallics in it, but the mattes are like gorgeous, so I'm loving them. And then I got that 100 color palette from e.l.f., which is just like, has every color you could possibly need. Some of them are a little bit sheer, but honestly, price point, 100 colors. Where do you go wrong with that? You don't. So, I'm such a mess. Like, such a mess. I have no space. I am a disaster. Help. Send help. Professional cleaner. Organizer. That being said, I'm going to dip into the shade. I think it's Code James. It's the orangey one, this dead center of the palette. We're going to do a quick eye look, I think, because this video is dragging on. Anyway, so that is the tale of my engagement. Super cute, super romancy. We've got some ideas for the wedding as well already. Because weddings are not cheap. Like, I did not know. I also didn't know how much goes into them. So kudos to all you wedding planners out there that go through this like for a living. My goodness, you guys are intense. But that being said, this whole new year, new me, ooh, cringe again, sparked, obviously, I've got my fitness goals that for like 10 years I've wanted to achieve. Still haven't. Also, dipping into the shade 10% off. We're just going to darken up the crease. Same brush, different side of it. So I started a meal plan that I'm going to link her in the description below. Honestly, guys, she is incredible. I reached out to one of my like Instagram idols, and he had redirected me to her, who they train together basically. Anyway, she literally worked with me to give me like an exact meal plan. It's like a 12-week thing with like substitutions if I don't want to go with the exact thing that she wrote down for the week. She fit it into my budget. Things I don't like took into account like calories, what I do, balancing like carbs and fats, and you know, all the stuff that goes into the meal plans that I don't like to think about on a daily basis. She literally like worked with me for a price, and it was like the least expensive thing I've ever bought in terms of fitness. I've been doing it for like 3 weeks. Granted, I'm failing right now because it happens. Like, I'm already down 10 pounds and I've only started it this year. Some of it's water weight, but cut out the salt, I lost the water weight. If you want to get a meal plan or like need advice, hit her up. She is amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend. Plus she's super helpful. So if you have any questions and things like that while you're on the plan, like she 100% just answers. And she's like down to earth. She just wants to help. She's not like, she didn't rip me off, basically. And you don't feel ripped off because it worked and you didn't just spend money on stuff that, you know, you're not using. You know, granted, I'm also like pairing the meal plan with like a job that has me up and super active, and I've been using the like arena strength stuff, and like this whole fitness thing is on my Instagram. So if you're really curious, you can follow it there. I try and do motivational things and like add in workouts and be like, basically tell you to get off your ass. So if you feel like you need someone to tell you get off your ass, my Instagram is also linked below. I also took that shade No Beans and put that on the outer corner, and I'm going to put 10% off. I'm going to pack that onto the lid, but I'm going to put the metallic over top of it. Because that's one thing I find with this palette. The metallics have to go over another shade. Like, that's been the only way I've been able to get them to work. So, as a heads up for that. Okay. And I'm going to go into the shade Halloween. And that's going to be the metallic that I attempt to get onto the lid. Now, the only thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a clean brush, theoretically. And I'm going to dip into the shade Canvas, which is basically like a skin tone. And I'm just going to really buff out the edges to fade them. Because I just want to do something similar. I just want to do something simple, kind of monotone today. And then I'm going to dip into the shade Ring Light. I am obsessed with this as an inner corner highlight, by the way. Like, this shade just literally pops the inner corner. Like, look at that. Just so pretty in the inner corner. Because this video is getting super long and I'm going to have to cut a lot, I am literally just going to put on eyeliner, put on some mascara, cut right to the end of this because I've talked too much, talked you guys' ears off, went on and on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on. Right. So I'm just going to cut and then I'll be right back, guys. Bam! All finished up. A little bit of eyeliner. I'm not doing anything underneath the eyes because I'm just going to leave them like super big and open, and bam! Put a little bit of highlight on. Yeah, finish the look. Mascara. Whole 9 yards. get ready with me is complete. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, enjoy my little ramble and off in La La Land of explaining my engagement and all the little tiny stories that go with it to make it all make sense. I know I'm terrible at storytelling, so here we are. If you guys made it this far and didn't click out of the video because you're like, this girl cannot talk and I am not watching any longer, well, hopefully you'll give me a thumbs up in my, maybe encourage me to speak English better and to keep track of anything of my stories, literally anything. Yeah, give me some encouragement. Thumbs up, give me some comments below. And honestly, in the notes of weddings, wedding makeup, Instagram, Facebook, even links in the comments. If you guys see something that maybe you're like, this is a really pretty wedding look, send it to me. I'll probably like make a few videos throughout the year being like, this is an attempt at this kind of wedding makeup. Let's see how it looks on my face. So if there's any of those that you'd like to see, or maybe you have a wedding coming up and you want to like do this look because you don't want to pay a makeup artist to do it, because those are expensive, as I discovered. I can probably figure it out and do a step-by-step of here's how to complete this. So, link below. Alright, so, as Ryan would say in his dearest way, smash that like button for me. Leave the comments, like I said. Follow me on Instagram. Probably don't bother with Twitter, but I mean, if you wanted to follow me there too, because you're a Twitter addict, I'm really bad at posting there, but it exists. I'm trying to get better. I really am. I'm trying. Same with posting. I have the light now. It's all pretty, and you can see what I'm doing. So follow me. Hit the subscribe, please. Really trying to reach 100 subscribers. So if you guys like this, think anyone might like watching me ramble or do my makeup, because I will do step-by-steps, tutorials, things like that. Lots of things coming up in the future. I have so many plans. It's just this was the new year, and I'm like, let's welcome in the new year with just like a get ready and like catch up and figure everything out. Yeah. Hopefully you guys are going to have a good day or a good night, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is when you're watching this. I hope you have a lovely time, and hoping that you guys will come in, join me on the next one. Bye guys.